Have you ever seen a post that says, drink this herbal tea for 7 days and throw away your insulin or oral diabetes medications? Or you hear, doctors don't want you to know the secret diabetes cure. Maybe you've even wondered, what if all of this actually works? You are not alone. Every single day, millions of persons living with diabetes are bombarded with promises of miracle cures, detoxes, supplements, and overnight sugar fixes. Sadly, many lose a lot of money and precious time, and some end up in the hospital and possibly pay with their lives. Today, I'm going to talk about why intelligent people still fall for diabetes misinformation, and more importantly, how we can change it. Let's look at why people want quick fixes with diabetes. In all honesty, living with diabetes is hard enough. There are no holidays, no weekends off, no annual leaves. Every day involves decisions like, should I eat this? Should I inject now? Should I skip my oral medications if I'm having a hypo? Should I exercise? Why is my blood sugar high? I've ticked all the boxes. Why is it low? I ate well. For many people, especially in low and medium income countries, there is another burden: the cost, the emotional exhaustion, limited access to diabetes education, and fear of complications. When someone is overwhelmed, they are not looking for science in any way, they are looking for hope. And unfortunately, social media has learned how to sell hope and not evidence. But hope, and this is why miracle cures keep spreading faster and faster than the facts. Now, let's look at why social media makes it worse. This is so interesting. Social media actually rewards content that gets attention. The social media algorithm doesn't ask, is this information medically accurate? It will ask, will people click? So this is how dramatic claims travel much faster than balanced education. Let's think about it. Which headline gets more attention? We'll look at two sentences. The first one is, managing diabetes requires lifelong commitment. And the second is, reverse your diabetes in 7 days naturally. The second one spreads because it promises something everyone wishes were true. Unfortunately, wishing doesn't change the biology and the science behind diabetes. Moving on, let's look at the damages of chasing these so-called miracle cures. Here's where the real danger begins. Some people stop taking their insulin or their oral diabetes medications. Others stop monitoring their blood sugars. Some replace their prescribed medications with just herbs alone. Some even go as far as spending thousands of pounds, dollars, or naira on supplements with no scientific evidence. The results of all these actions: higher blood sugars, possibly DKA in type 1s, hyperosmolar emergencies in type 2s, progression of kidney damage, nerve damage, heart disease. This tragedy isn't just information, it's the opportunity cost while chasing all these fake cures and quick fixes with diabetes. People just stop doing things that actually work and want something that will cure it forever, which is not possible now. Now, let's move ahead and look at why there is no one size fits all cure for diabetes, or whatever the assertions made by social media. Here's one important truth: diabetes is not just one disease. Let's look at type 1. It's an autoimmune condition where the body destroys the insulin producing cells. And people living with type 1 diabetes need insulin to survive. Now, that's type 1 explained. Let's move on to type 2. Type 2 is entirely different. Some people can achieve remission through significant lifestyle changes like weight loss or bariatric surgery. But remission is not the same as a permanent cure. Blood glucose can rise again, so ongoing follow-up healthy habits remain very, very important. Different people, different genetics, different medications, different lifestyles, and different responses. That is why diabetes management is personalized. Okay? There is no magic tea, no miracle fruit, no miracle secret powder somewhere that works for everyone. So we need to be mindful. When people talk about cure for diabetes on social media, they classify diabetes as one disease. Like I've just explained, diabetes is not one disease. So whatever cures they have that I said might, probability that might work, might not work for someone living with type 1 diabetes. So these are things that you have to have at the back of your mind before you fall prey to those false claims. So let's move ahead and look at what healthcare professionals must actually do better to improve understanding with their patients when they give them that diabetes diagnosis. As healthcare professionals, we have the due responsibility. We cannot simply just tell people, don't believe social media. We have to ask, why are they looking at those social media claims in the first place? Probably because they feel heard, or rather they don't feel heard by the healthcare professionals managing them. Sometimes bedside manners for some healthcare professionals are not the best. And when a patient encounters that, they are more likely to fall prey to the false claims of social media. And perhaps consultations are too rushed. You come for your diabetes checkup and 10 minutes you're out. What do you expect? Perhaps they come for an appointment and they leave that appointment more confused. Perhaps the education being passed on in the diabetes clinic is not culturally relevant. As educators, we must speak in very simple language, avoid ambiguous medical terminologies, respect people's lived experiences, and you must acknowledge cultural beliefs without dismissing them in any way. Explain the science behind diabetes clearly. Listen before you teach. I repeat, listen before you teach. And most importantly, replace all the fear that the patients or the person living with diabetes sitting in front of you, replace that fear with understanding. Education should empower and not overwhelm the person sat in front of you. My take-home message today: if there is one message I want you to remember, it's this: diabetes management isn't about finding one miracle that would change everything. It's about making hundreds of small evidence-based decisions that protect your health over time. Progress beats promises. Consistency beats shortcuts. Knowledge beats misinformation. And remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Let's stop chasing miracles. Let's start building understanding, because informed people make safer choices. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to TDC Diabetes Community, where we turn diabetes complexities into clarity through reality-based education. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.